can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Hey, how's it going?
And good. Good.
Hey, I'm a cop in California. I love your show. I always bring your stuff for briefing. And I had a quick question um, pertaining to a search of a vehicle um, upon a illegally parked vehicle and a Muni Code violation.
Okay.
So I'll give you kind of the layout. Like approximately 3 in the morning, there's an illegally parked vehicle. Subject inside sleeping. In our city, that's a Muni Code violation,
hmm
technically a misdemeanor.
hmm
We don't arrest for that, but that's like our PC for detention.
Yep.
Um, and upon approach, contact this guy, not talking, zero talking. It's okay, right?
Yep.
Ask him to step out of the vehicle to speak with us. He opens the door, slams it, goes and reaches. He's sleeping in the back rear passenger seats. Reaches super quickly into into a center area into a bag. From
hmm
there, don't even pull him out of the vehicle, but like make sure he knows like, hey, you got to step out, go hands on. While conducting a pat, he furtive move. Well, he jerks away while conducting that pat search.
Yep.
So put him in cuffs, officer safety, put him on the curb.
Yep.
From there, still not talking. At the time, I ran it by my WC and everything like that. Like, hey, he's committed a Muni Code violation. If we want to cite him, um, he's not giving us any information, from there. And we've explained to him like, hey, it is a Muni Code violation. It's arrestable if in our city, if you don't provide ID.
Yep.
So that's kind of like the layout. But we're not going to do that. I ended up conducting a search of the specific area of where that subject was reaching for.
hmm
Um, is that good to go as far as without no consent? I believe that he was reaching for a weapon,
Yep.
and I know I could articulate that all day. Um,
Yep.
do you see any issues with that? Do you think that's good to go? That's my question.
All right. Look, I'll take the first one, Mike.
Yep.
First of all, what's the rules of engagement? The rules of engagement is this is a protective sweep of the vehicle. Michigan versus Long is your case,
Okay.
which will basically apply Terry pat down rules to motor vehicles, right? In a sense, right?
Okay.
Sometimes cops say they frisk vehicles, but I think that's getting a little weird with vehicles. I don't frisk them. I sweep them for weapons. But regardless of the language,
Okay.
I'm making a joke here. But the point is that do you have objective reason to believe that the person was going for a weapon or could access a weapon and put you in danger while you're conducting your business? We also know that applying the facts to the law, right?
Yeah.
Do you have, what reasons do you have? Number one, and what is it, late at night?
Yeah.
You're all alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's acting, I'm just kind of repeating these, but he's acting aggressively. Also, is it in your experience, you don't have to say yes or no to this or say yes to this, but is it in your experience that a lot of transients, people that live in the cars, actually do have weapons for self-defense because they are in a vulnerable position oftentimes?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
He also was lunging towards the vehicle. He's being non-compliant in many ways. He's being kind of weird by even the violation he's suspected of is extremely minor, and he's acting like he's being accused of bank robbery.
Right.
Yeah. So look, you're totally good to go. And now it's not the lunge area. That's one thing I think you said. You said you searched that area where he was reaching. Is that what you said?
Yeah. The only we stayed to the specific area to where he reached, nowhere
All right.
else.
All right. That's a restriction that you're placing on yourself. That's not what the law says. The law says if you have
Okay.
these, and I'm just being just
Yeah.
educating, right? The law says that Michigan versus Long says you can search the basically the passenger compartment where
Oh.
they can access weapons. So do you think they can also access a weapon in the look? I'm not telling you you shouldn't have searched that place first. I'm
Yeah.
just telling you that if you also believe that there could, if you have reason to believe that there is a weapon in there, and you can look under the seat, you can look in the glove box, you can look in a
Yeah.
bag if it's accessible. So the point is that I think you use good judgment here. It sounds exactly why they have this rule. It's reasonable suspicion level. It's not probable cause. It's a very low standard. It's objective facts, and I'm good to go. And
Sweet.
as far as him not identifying himself, obviously you got to cross that bridge. You do have the authority to arrest people who will not identify themselves in California, as you know, in order to
Yeah.
receive the citation, because otherwise they walk away scot-free. Mike, anything to add?
You touched on it just a little bit, and Riley, you said for yourself, "Hey, we started where he was lunging towards." Let me ask you this, Anthony: don't you think that in the eyes of the courts, they like that? They like, what you're concerned about was where he was reaching. I think
Oh,
in
of
the eyes of
course.
the courts, they like that you went there first, because that's where
Oh, okay.
your articulation was for the concern at that point in time. But like you said, it allows you to wherever else is accessible. But I like that you started where you did.
Yeah, and I also think tactically it makes sense too, because if that's where he's going for the weapon, let's neutralize that first, and then we can work our way around the rest of the car. And look, and feel good about your cases. If I'm like, no, that's the only place he's going, I'm not really worried about anything else, then and I don't want to search anywhere else. It's dealer's choice. I mean, but the law is in your favor, so good job.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys.
Before you go, though,
Yeah.
your peers are saying, does the use of handcuffs mean no longer have access? That's a great question, and Mike is going to answer that.
Well, when we talk about Michigan versus Long, I think there's some case that talk about the handcuffs. Yes, sometimes we put them on just to detain people, and then we take them off and release them after cited. So sometimes they're released back to the vehicle. And also there's discussions out there, and we've all seen where handcuffs are not foolproof. See, people can slip cuffs, they break.
Yeah.
I've seen those videos where guys in prison can snap even the
Those old ass cuffs, especially.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, there's that's a factor, something to consider, but it just articulate why that there's some
He's
circumstances.
not under arrest.
Yeah, exactly.
And in fact,
Awesome.
just Riley, and actually, not for you necessarily, but for Joseph, that whole issue about being restrained but being later returned to the vehicle was specifically listed in Michigan versus Long. So that's not a deal killer to any degree.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Give me one more thing, Riley, before you go.
Yeah.
And I know we're trying to be quick about this here. Just because you have somebody step out of a car, everybody out there, doesn't mean you automatically get to frisk the vehicle, sweep the vehicle before you put them back in. All right.
Right.
That's it. Just 2
Yeah.
cents there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Got it.
Good point. Good point.